This is design documentation for the RhodeTour Digital Public Humanities application, grant application, submitted by the Rhode Island Council for the Humanities. What the grant application calls for is this. They ask us to describe and visually illustrate the user experience of the project using mock-ups, wireframes, screenshots, storyboards, or video. Include specific examples of how the project's central humanities ideas will be conveyed by this design. We're doing it using video, as you can see. Because we're building on the NEH-funded CurateScape platform, the user experience is based on several years' worth of design iteration. We're not reinventing design or reinventing the way that platform is used for delivering humanities content. I'm going to walk you through how that will work for the RhodeTour, and then give you some more details about how our implementation makes humanities ideas central to the project and how the design works to convey them. So I'll start with an overview. If you're familiar with CurateScape, this will seem familiar. This is the home page, a map of the various sites that are included on the tour, a list of tours over here. We just have 4, and of course we'll have a lot more when we're all done. Featured story, view a random story. If you're interested, you can see a list of all the stories, view all 30 stories there. Again, just 30 to start with, we'll have a lot more. You'll notice also here we'll have tags, and that will, I'll come back to that later. It's not only our tours, but it's important that users of the site will be able to come back and see, build their own stories based on those tags. Tour stories, you'll notice, let me go back to the tours. You'll notice that some of the tours are about places, and some of them are about themes. There will also be some that are about chronologies. So, for example, Mashapaug Pond is a place, Pawtucket is a place, orphanages, asylums, and almshouses are thematic, covers across the state. The edible history about food in Rhode Island covers across the state. There'll also be tours about time periods like the Revolutionary War. Let me look at one example in depth. The Mashapaug Pond provides some good insight to how the RhodeTour digital application provides insight into humanities themes. This is focused in large part on oral history, addressing themes of memory and issues of memory, how we think about the past, how the folks who used to live in this area think about the past. There's history here, there's social history, political history, cultural, environmental history. And then there are the connections between past and present that are so important to the public humanities. How is the community that lives in this area using the history to revive the pond and the area around the pond? The list of orphanages and asylums and almshouses, the tour that discusses those, presents a different way into the past. You'll notice that these are scattered around the state. There'll be more added, of course, but it is a small state. Many of these sites are gone now or hidden. The history has largely disappeared. People in the areas don't know about it. They'll provide a way to not only help the locals understand something of their local history, their lost local history, but also to deal in a historical way with some of the issues of social welfare that are still very much alive today. I mentioned chronology. There'll be the Revolutionary War sites scattered across the state, but mostly along the bay. That will provide a historical insight into how places differed in the response to the Revolutionary War. Some key moments in Rhode Island history there. One of the things to remember is that stories can be in more than one tour. Stories, for instance, about food can be around Mashapaug Pond or in Pawtucket, but they're also in the tours about food. One of the things that's important to us is that you can explore things on your own. We have set up tours. These make sense. These are based on good humanities content. But of course, not everybody will want to explore things the way the humanities scholars do. And so, for example, if you're interested in entrepreneurship, you can look at the stories tagged entrepreneurship. If you're interested in tags, you can see the whole range here of tags that you might want to look at. The user can explore any interest. As we continue to build out the site, there'll be more tours, more study stories, and more themes. There'll be a web of humanities content spanning the state, covering its history, and telling its many stories. The CurateScape program allows the user to explore the state using these important humanities themes. That's a quick tour. Let me return to the home and turn off the video. Thank you very much.